How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. We are reacting to episode 5 of season 1 of Daredevil. I am pretty sick still, so I apologize for that, my voice sounding terrible. It's also why I'm wearing a hat, because fucking my hair looks like shit, and I don't want to deal with that, so wearing a hat. Let's just get into the fucking reaction. Okay, so we're discussing episode 5 of Daredevil. First off, different background. I've moved, I'm trying to get a whole area set up, but for now, this is where we're recording. I hope the audio is okay. I'm not used to this whole setup. It's not my computer, not my mic, not my anything. So, apologize if it sounds a little bit off. Should be fixed within like one or two reactions or something like that. Not fixed, but I should have a setup within the next couple of reactions. I don't know how many it's going to be, but we'll see. Anyway, so on to this episode. Um, yeah. I said it in the reaction, but I just cannot give a fuck about Claire at all. Like, there's just nothing interesting about her. I just don't. There's nothing I like about her at all. She's extremely generic. Same with Karen. Episode by episode, I'm liking her less and less. She's just more and more stupid and more. I don't know. I just don't like her. I just don't like her. I cannot place it for either of those two characters. I mean, with Karen, I hate her because she's stupid, but I also just hate her just because I don't know. I just find her very annoying most of the time. When she's in a scene with Foggy, I actually think she's good. She has like comedic lines. She's I don't know. She's a lot more interesting. But then whenever she's by herself or with Urich or with Murdoch or with anybody else, it's I just cannot stand her. Who the hell's calling me? Shut up. Shut up. Here we go. But yeah, I cannot care. I cannot care about either of those two. But that said, Foggy is absolutely the MVP of the show for me after Fisk. Like below Fisk, Foggy is like the one that I love the most so far, especially in this episode. And I'll get into a little bit more, but uh, so we learn more about Murdoch's powers. That's heightened senses in every sense of the word. Um, so basically, I don't like. It's not even just like the extended sense. It is like any kind of sense you can possibly imagine. He has a heightened version of it, which does explain why he can almost basically see. Like he is blind, but I think he can more or less see, right? Like if he can tell the fluctuations in temperature in the air and the way the wind moves and balance and smell, he is able to come up with a pretty clear picture of what's going on. Whereas like a blind person, even if they did have heightened senses, which they don't, like that's not actually a real thing, but like even if they did, it wouldn't be like, if you can hear something really well, doesn't mean you have a good idea of what it even looks like at all. But he would have a good idea of what things look like without even having to touch somebody's face. Because he can feel the air around them and everything. Like that's pretty amazing. And it explains why he's so you know, good at this. Um yeah, so then the whole plan with going to war with the Russians, um uh they're basically like wanted to buy their or not that right the whole reason that he told him about the masked man and everything like that when they were planning to kill him anyway, uh basically just buying time in order for Madame Gao to do her thing, and everything, which I like that, like that wasn't needed, but like it does make logical sense. They would need the time to set this all up. So like the whole episode, when you look back on it, is all this like happening, just waiting. Like the whole episode is just like all the villains kind of just waiting, just buying their time for the things to get into place so everything can go. And like I think he purposely was trying to get the Russians to find out about it, like towards the end, so that they would all gather. So it's like he was like, we just need to buy the time, but buying the time is actually part of the plan because the more we buy the time, the more suspicious they're gonna get, and the more they're gonna look into it. Blah, blah, blah. And then they had the Brett and everything, as well. So like, just genius plan on Fisk's end. Genius plan. I really was confused at the beginning of the episode. Like, I don't, why are they doing it this way? Like, why, things that just seem to be getting too complicated or against his plan. Like when Brett was going in there and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is bad. Like they're gonna start getting themselves killed, like people not even associated with the Russians killed because they're getting into all this shit. But no, it's all according to Kikaku. Uh, oh yeah, so then we see Fisk with the other villains, like back not on the usual spot, but in like a parking garage or something. Um, actually in a place where they were cleaning the van, right? Uh, and it seems like they're not that scared of him. He is definitely the head, but they're not that scared of him. They are all partners. They're all equals. He is even like splitting up the share between them all equally. Like he doesn't even get the majority. It is split between them all, which is really cool. He is the head honcho for sure, but at the same time, like even he is like he knows he's a businessman, and he knows that like it's not like a oh you do what I say or I'm gonna kill you because he can't kill him. If he killed Madame Gao, his whole thing would be screwed up. If he killed Nova, his whole thing like the Russians were a little bit different because it wasn't like he's just gonna try and take him over, and that is actually probably gonna be a really bad thing. This is probably a really stupid move that he made, but um like for the most part, I think they're all solidified in their safety, knowing that like, you know, he can't do anything because he also needs us. Like they all need each other. It's a safety net of relied self destruction. So yeah, then we have the whole thing with the Fisk made a promise to Nobu and someone that he speaks for. That's gonna come up at some point. Um. Uh. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is a crackpot theory. I don't think it's true at all. But Mountain Gal's product might have been what gave Murdoch his powers, like a earlier raw version of it, because he was a kid and it was way earlier and everything that. But like, considering that all the people who make it are blind, again, it could just be a thematic thing of it just makes them blind because the chemicals or product or whatever, and so like, similar to like people working on what was it, like hats that had mercury on it and stuff like that, sort of thing. Like uh, they're just working on the stuff and they're just becoming blind by proxy. Um, which is totally possible, probably the more likely thing, and just the thematic thing going with Murdoch being blind. Uh, but it could easily be that he did have an early version of this stuff, and maybe this stuff is like a temporary high that gives you the all your senses but you go blind, except for the people that are working on it are like permanently blind. Maybe I don't know how that would work. Maybe if you use it too much you go permanently blind. I don't know, because it's got to be because then there would just be 1,000 billion Murdochs or Daredevils running around. So like it can't be that the product is actually what gave Murdoch his powers. It has to be a byproduct of it. But then maybe she just wouldn't know about it. Like she didn't know it happened. Because like how would she? Uh, so then yeah, we have the whole thing with Foggy and Karen are actually doing good and helping, and Murdoch and Fisk are stopping bad at the cost of innocence. Uh, it's like although Foggy and Karen are doing it on a much smaller scale, they are actively helping out and doing good more than like either of those two are. I mean, we still don't really know how Fisk is doing good. Like he took out the Russians because they're bad guys, but the example he used was them kidnapping the kid from his dad and that, which that was what I mean. That wasn't like Fisk's orders, sure, but like that wasn't like the Russian. That's not like what they do. That was what they did because of the man in the black mask. And you said, Fisk, deal with him. How or not him, but Wesley did. Like you gotta deal with it. You got like you have to do it at any cost, or else you're gonna die. If you put the death threat on them, they're gonna do whatever it takes to lure him out and get him. Like of course. So like he is definitely extremely manipulative and a hypocrite. I mean, obviously, no shit, but like, uh, yeah, with Murdoch specifically and Foggy and Karen, Murdoch is doing so little good compared to how much they are. And just with Murdoch and Fisk in general, as I brought up in my reaction, the whole idea of like, uh, doing good but risking innocence on different scales between Murdoch and Fisk as well. Uh, Oh yeah, the little callbacks, like Foggy's drywall, like having a cousin that does drywall and stuff. Like I love the little stuff. It's not like a plot callback or anything. It's just like a little thing that like makes them feel like they actually have lives and the world is real and all that. I really like that callback. Oh yeah, Vanessa. she is absolutely crazy as well. Like, she is fit for Fisk, but she is also an absolute sociopath. Like, she just sees the city on fire, buildings blowing up, and all that, and she's just like, good, good. Blow up all of this just to take out some Russians that kidnapped one boy. Like, that's all she knows, right? You hear about the Russians that kidnapped the boy? I blew up all these warehouses because of that. But you know what? I mean, she is bourgeoisie as well, so of course she's fucking crazy. Anything else I have here? Oh yeah, okay. So we end the episode with Vladimir and Murdoch surrounded. I have no idea what is gonna go down. Like, I don't think we're just gonna start the next episode with Murdoch being like, "Ooh, time to skip, skip, skedaddle," and just running away. Like, he's got to get out of it somehow. But if he's taken in by the police, they're gonna know it's him. So like, is he gonna have to just beat the shit out of some police officers? So they know he can dodge bullets because uh I like it's again he hears the mechanisms of the gun before the bullet actually fires, which is so cool by the way. Like I absolutely love that. I also write a series by the way. I there's a character in it that is also blind and has like the whole heightened senses sort of thing. And the way I sort of got around that is that like she can't dodge actual bullets, but in my series there are guns that have sort of like an airsoft gun. Like it fires air pressure instead of actual gunpowder. So the bullet actually travels much slower and does not have much of an impact, but it fires things other than bullets. But anyway, so she can dodge those because it's much slower and everything like that. It's but I love something like this where a character's dodging bullets, which is the most insane. Like clearly, no matter what, if you have heightened senses, you're not gonna dodge a bullet. But it is different that because his senses are so heightened that he can hear the mechanism of the gun before it even fires, which is fantastic. Like that is how you do dodging bullets right. Uh, anything else? Nope, that is it. Uh, yeah, I'm really liking Daredevil. I was really not. Oh, the cab fight. The cab fight was amazing. That song I've already been like just listening to it a few times. Like just that specific portion of it. It's like there's no that song does not have like that sort of tone. Um, but man, it's so creepy and unnerving. That scene, I watched that scene already like 4 or 5 times. It's so good. The hallway scene was amazing, and it was a much better fight. But that scene was just like really, I don't know, there's something just goosebumpy about it. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys for the next one. Until then, get the fuck out of here.